Hi everyone, Frank Kern here, and what you're about to see is a recording from a live Zoom class that I did for some of my best customers, subscribers, and clients, where I walk you through simple ways to use artificial intelligence to get more leads, more customers, and more clients quickly. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we are officially going. It's 11:02. Let's get cracking. As you can see, no fancy slides or anything. I'm just going to show you stuff that's working. And I'll tell you, you're never going to believe this, okay? I'm going to try to sell something on this webinar, and I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm going to try to sell. We have built a platform that uses AI to get leads and follow up with them. And it's called rainmakerai.com. And the purpose of this webinar is to show you all the cool stuff it can do and show you how to do stuff. Whether or not you use it or not, you're still going to be able to do these cool things. So it's not like the only possible way you can do this is if you use our software. But I'm hoping that you'll be like, damn, I want to use the software because the software just does this stuff for you automatically because I already built it into it. So that is our mission. That's the big pitch. And I'll go through the features of that thing later. But in case anyone's wondering if the hell is this guy going to try to sell me software that you're going to like. So I made you three big promises on the registration page to get you here. One is I'd show you how to get leads fast with AI. So let's talk about that. AI, incidentally, someone said in the comments, this was so great, that AI stood for anal interrogation, that's exactly what I thought it stood for, but I Googled it and that's not what it stands for. So then I had to redo everything. For the sake of this conversation, I'm just going to define AI as having a computer do a bunch of stuff that we would normally do, which really kind of is what it is. It's like kind of a fancy term for, I'm obviously not an engineer, but cramming a bunch of if-then statements together. So let's get started, because I told you I'd show you how to get leads fast with AI. Thing number one, messenger ads, and messengers in general. But Facebook Messenger ads are freaking gangster if you know how to do them right, and if you're able to. What the hell just happened? Are we still going? I got a weird thing from Zoom on the other end.
Yeah.
Y'all cool? Yeah, okay. That's weird on my other monitor. Yes, okay, thank you. Freak me out there. All right, so if you do it right, Facebook Messenger ads work like great. So I'm going to show you some, okay? And this is one of those things where we could overcomplicate the ever hell out of this thing, or we could just not overcomplicate it. And I like a little combination of both, actually. So I'll show you. All right, so this is a campaign I've been running for a long time. All right. This is a messenger campaign, and it is on the Facebooks. I'm spending about $80 a day on this thing. I'll move my ugly mug off the screen there. I don't know if you all could see that, but it was bothering me. So this is the date range. I'm filming this for you on September 9th. So this campaign is working pretty well, and you're never going to guess what it does. It shows people an ad, and then it's like, message me if you want more details. And then it sends them more details. And the thing to pay attention to here are these little figures right here. Damn it, Facebook, stop doing that. Okay, so return on ad spend, 2.96, meaning for every dollar I put in this month, I've almost gotten $3 back, which is cool. However, look how many leads we got, which kind of makes sense. If you get a lot of leads and you do stuff right, you're going to sell them stuff. All right, so messenger ads are awesome, but they have historically been a big pain in the ass to do, and it's hard to get people from Messenger onto your list without doing a bunch of tech stuff. So behold, this is one I ran yesterday, okay? And this one worked very, very well. It was obviously rushed because I started it yesterday at 6:46 in the morning. But here's the campaign, all right? And let's see. I'll do yesterday and today, because I think I turned it off at 5:30 this morning or something. You can see it got 44 messaging conversations, and you can't see whether or not it got any leads. And you're probably like, wait a minute, why is that? And the reason why is because I'm using this really cool Rainmaker AI thing. So I want to walk you through how gangster this is, right? But first, let me show you how unbelievably horrible this ad is. I got in a rush because we were trying to make our website fancy. We wanted it to look professional. We've been using this platform for a year, but we've been focusing on mastering the platform and everything. We should probably make the site look good. So look at how awful this ad is. All right. there's no copy. There's nothing here, so this is the ad. It's just got a picture of me and it says some stuff, and then it's got send a message, where normally, like you would have, hey, join me and I'll teach you some cool stuff, and it'll be up here. And then this would say something other than Messenger. Totally forgot to put that there. All right. But check this out. All right. So here's how AI works to turn Facebook Messenger ads into email subscribers. All right. Works like this. So if we click on edit, you can make a little Facebook ad. All right. You might want to add some copy. And when they click the Messenger button, this is what they see. All right. So this is just a preview in my ad. And I'm doing all this in Facebook. I'm not using anything fancy. It's all native. It says, hey, can't wait to show you how this AI is working. Click below and I'll send you the info. And then they can click this thing right here. Yeah. Show me how it works. Now, check this out. All right. This is why this ad is so awesome, and I'm so stoked to share this with you. So what I built was this little thingy. And when you use Rainmaker AI, by the way, if you want to, rainmakerai.com, all of this stuff is like already built for you. So this is something that we created called Inbox AI. And essentially what it does is, as soon as they send that message that says, yeah, show me, like right here in the ads, like all they do is click that and it automatically sends it back to me. Rainmaker AI will be like, hey, dude, what's the best email to send it to? And then when they reply with their email, it just adds them to the damn list as a prospect. And it turns them into a lead in the system without any tech stuff, without any integration, like nothing. It just knows that they gave me their email address and now they're in the system. And then I can use other cool AI stuff. Like I can send them, and some of y'all might have actually gone through this because I ran the ads. So I immediately am able to send them an email with the confirmation stuff. But then it goes one step further, which is like, hey, if they don't give me their email, it's going to wait a little bit. And if they don't give me their email, it's going to ask again for their email. And if they still don't give me their email, I'm going to send them a message that just drives them straight to the webinar registration page. So you can see how this approach is significantly different than like just running regular Facebook Messenger ads and then like just trying to talk to them. But it gets even cooler, okay? Because Rainmaker AI has this feature that we call Inbox AI. And check out what happens when somebody gives upon me, that's the proper terminology there, or you, someone gives you their email address in this thingy. Damn it, where the hell did my keynote go? Well, I had it. That's funny. All righty, let's try this. Why did I shut the keynote? Okay, there we go. When they do that, they become a lead in here. So I can literally click on their names, and I've blurred it out because I don't want to show people's names. Not that it matters, but you never know with privacy stuff, right? Like people can get weird about privacy stuff. When they give me their email address, it puts them in this little pipeline thingy. So now I've already sent them the link to the registration page for the webinar. I've got their email address. I can send them reminders to join it, all this kind of stuff. But I can also immediately start chatting with them over Facebook Messenger and or over email, which is freaking awesome. So this gets you leads really, really quickly. And the reason this is important, by the way, even if you take away the AI aspect of the whole thing, the reason it's important and smart to use Facebook Messenger ads is like, number one, this has been running longer than today. So this is why I'm showing you this older one. Number one, they work, right? Like obviously 2.96%, it's just this month, right? So 2.9x ROAS, that's pretty good. It's almost 3 times the money back. So number one, they work. And the question is, why would they work? And the answer is there's no iOS filtration on this because everything's happening within Facebook. So you're not impacted by iOS. And not as many people use Messenger ads because most people use traditional conversion ads. And that means they're cheaper. All right. So it's like a win-win-win on all levels. I know I'm going fast, so I'll take questions at the end, but I just want this to be cool for you. Okay. So another way to get leads really quickly with AI is inbound SMS. All right. And I'll show you how that works, but I need volunteers to help me demonstrate it. Okay. So do me a favor. if you want to play along. Now, I'm not going to call you or be a dick or anything like this, but text hi to this number if you have your phone handy. Just the word hi to 858-369-5626. And I'll show you, well, you'll get it. You'll actually see exactly how this captures your email and turns you into a lead, which is really, really cool. But I'll leave that on the screen for a minute so you can see it. I don't need everybody to do it, but just to demonstrate how it works, I want you to see it. So take a sip of water very smoothly, like so. It's all in the facial expression, okay, when you do that. All right, so text hi to 858-369-5626. It'll take a while. We have a little delay to make sure like stuff works, but you should like get stuff going. All right. And so if you're in another country, try it. That would be +1 858-369-5626. And of course, if you're in America, you know what to do. And that's the proper pronunciation of America. Now, I'll show you all that stuff in a minute. I needed my volunteers to like do stuff so I can show it to you in real time. So let me show you this other way to get leads. All right. I'm going to show you a third way, which technically really isn't artificial intelligence. And this is Facebook lead ads. So Facebook lead ads are amazing. And people say they're no good. And we want people to say they're no good because nobody really uses them. And because of that, they're freaking cheap. But have a look at this. All right. Check this out from your old boy, El Gordo over here. All right. I can leave. Let me out of here. Leave. Okay. Have a look at these right here. All right. Let me show you the right ones. Blah, blah, blah. And that's, yeah, this is what I want to show you. So this is a Facebook lead ad campaign. Let me pull up just for the month here. All right, let me just do this. So had delivery so we can get all that older stuff out of there. Here we are. Okay, so this is a Facebook lead format. All right, so thing number one is what we want to look at here is that this thing made money. All right. Am I looking at the right camera? That camera. Okay. So only do stuff that makes money. So we're tracking it. This is making money. Hasn't made as much money as the messenger ads. Do you notice that? They're both selling the same thing, by the way. This is for an automated webinar. It's not even an automated webinar. It's an on-demand class, which is super basic. They just opt in to see the video. We don't try to pretend it's a live webinar or any of that crap when it's not live. So this one is not quite as profitable, but that's okay because this typically has a longer sales cycle, this particular offer. All right. But notice that what I'm getting over here are moderately cheap leads. Now, this campaign's been running for like 2 months, so it's gotten a little bit stale. Okay. But the thing about Facebook lead form ads is, incidentally, if you don't know what that is, by the way, it's an ad where it looks like this. It's got your ad and stuff. And instead of going to your website, all right, so there's no tech involved, they just fill out a form right here on your Facebook, right? So they just enter their name and email address, they do their phone number, and then they're good to go. And they become a lead. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is numerous. Number A, they're profitable. All right. So I just showed you it's making a nice return. Again, this is just for this month, so over a 9-day period, this is pretty good. I'll take it. So they're profitable. Number two, they're inexpensive. Number three, there's no real tech stuff you got to do. So we're not sending them to an opt-in page. And because of all of that, they, just like the messenger ads, are iOS proof. All right, which is very, very important because iOS isn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be. But because of iOS stuff, traditional Facebook ads, like driving people directly to a website, they've gotten a little bit more expensive. But less people use these types of ads, which means they're less expensive, which means your leads will be cheaper, which is good. And incidentally, just so you know, this ain't no flash in the pan or nothing. Let's just have a look here and see how we've done over. I think it only does for 28 days. So we'll do, that's like how long the tracking is. Let's see how we've done here in terms of ROAS. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. right? So we got some consistency there. It's been working for a while. This will get you, this is something you can do to get leads today, right? So everything I want to show you was like something that you can implement right now, regardless of like what software you're using or whatever. Now, that was technically the third method. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but I needed volunteers to send me a text and see what happened. So let's see what happened. When I go over here, it'll show me who did it, and I don't want to show people's names on the screen. So I'm going to take this off the screen for a minute. All right. And I'll pull this thing over here. All righty. So come on over here. And I'll go to my opportunities. Okay. So check this out. I took this screenshot. It says 39 leads. You can see it on my screen. I took the screenshot at like 10:57 this morning, like right before this webinar. What I'm going to do now, all right, is I'll show you two things, okay? Hang on. Come on, screen snap. There we go. I got to blur out the names. So that's why I'm going through all this trouble, but still, damn it. Look, it didn't blur. It showed it right there on the screen, of course. Oh, well, this is the number I'm trying to show you right here. We're at 93 new leads now. So like it captured whatever 93 minus 39 is. So we're pushing 60 leads captured there. That's what I was trying to show you. All right. So what happened on that? So I'm going to get out of that screen so I can show you the actual thing that happened in the background here is, now if y'all are out of the country, it might not have like been cool to you, which is one of those things because we might not have set it up to do that. All right. So look at this. We got all these folks coming in. So this is what's happening. Okay. And so when you're using AI and you're using Rainmaker AI specifically, this is part of our AI inbox methodology. What it does is you can tell this thing to look for any word that comes in via text, like yes, no, free report, sign up, like whatever, right? I programmed it to look for the word hi. And when it looks for the word hi, you guys got it, right? And said, hey, do you want to see something cool? Shoot me your email. It looks, and if you text back with an email, there's no integrations needed. You don't have to do anything techie. It just detects the email and it turns you into a lead within the system. So now I can talk to you. I can drop you in an email campaign. So if you did this, you got the little automated email that's like, hey man, here's what happened. You know, I got your number, I sent you a text, and then you got an email. But I can also now communicate with you in real time, all within one little consolidated inbox via, over SMS, email, whatever I want to do. And it works the same way with Messenger. All right. So these are three different ways you can get leads into your pipeline quickly that are outside of the conventional stuff that everybody else does, which also work, by the way. There's nothing wrong with driving people to opt-in pages, but we can do so much more. All right, we can do a lot more. So that's thing number one. I know I'm rushing through this, but I'm like super excited to show you. So I get like that because I'm like a little kid. Okay, so you guys still with me? I think you are. Great. Okay, so next thing we want to do is we want to make sales fast with AI because that's my second promise, right? I was like, okay, I'm going to show you how to get leads. So we got Facebook Messenger, which, dude, I'm telling you, like you saw the numbers, use Facebook Messenger ads. They're ridiculous. And you can also use like messaging posts. It doesn't matter. But that's incredibly effective, especially when you just ask for the email and it just goes into the system. So we got that. We got Facebook lead form, which works incredibly well. You can also collect phone numbers and stuff in there and text them if you want to, and we got inbound SMS, which can get the email. So now that we've got them, how do we turn people into customers really quickly? So that's what we want to do. So thing number one, and hopefully I'm on the screen. But yes, you can do voicemail drops, Carlos. So y'all seeing my screen here? I think so. Okay. So let me, Tyler, I'm going to show your contact record in here. Is that cool with you? All right, sweet. So naturally, we did the unthinkable before we did this webinar. I've got like the whole thing off screen because I don't want to show everybody's information because I don't want people to get mad at me. But we did the unthinkable, and we actually tested this stuff before doing this, right? So I'm going to pull up Tyler's test over here, and damn, there's so many leads making me scroll forever. Okay. All right. So are you loading properly? Yeah. Cool. Okay. So thing number one that I want to show you is something that we call AI reply and sorting. So you saw the AI reply, right? When someone comes in, it doesn't matter what channel they come in on, SMS, Messenger, or you can even set it up where they, like, if they email you a certain phrase or whatever, it'll automatically reply to them. So we have that, which is really cool. And you saw that demonstrated. But what we've also built is the ability to take people who reply in a certain manner, such as sending a text that says the word hi, and now sort them to the top of the pile, right? So this screenshot that I showed you is a pipeline that is built into Rainmaker AI, and you can just configure it however you want. We have it automated, so if someone replies with a certain way, it'll just be triggered as a new lead. So it sorts them, so you have your freshest leads right there. And when it does, we can now go back to the web page here. There we go. And now we can actually do the conversational factor, which I think is the missing link in terms of getting sales quickly. Because if you think about consumer psychology right now, what everybody wants is immediate gratification, right? Like, I don't want to wait. I want that, like, if I'm signing up to learn about something, I want the solution yesterday. And I want to talk to a real person. Like, you get really excited when you talk to a real person. Like, holy shit, I called and it was a real person. We can't believe that actually happens. So what we have done is, and what I recommend you do, regardless of the system you use, is have a way to take your freshest and most engaged leads who behaviorally indicate they're interested, like anyone who's on this webinar and texted me the word hi, they're obviously very interested, and have a system where you can just start talking to them. But here's the trick. You want to talk to them on the platform of their choice. So we have this thing. We call it Inbox AI or AI Inbox, depending on what day of the week it is. And now we're able to talk to Tyler in real time on whatever platform that we choose. All right. So he texted in, he said, hi. All right. And I was like, was he something cool? He gave me his email address. It sent this email. All right. And then it automatically, so this is the automated replies. And now that I know he's interested, I can immediately, if I wanted to, just send him a text and be like, dude, bye, for God's sake. And it'll send it to him. Kablamo. And if I wanted to, I could be like, okay, I'm also going to follow up with an email, and I could do it right here in real time, which is extremely important to be able to do that on any channel that your prospect is using to communicate with you. Like, email gets a pretty okay open rate. It's a big deal. I mean, it's like email marketing is one of the best marketing channels there is. But if someone's trying to text you, then text them back, like do everything you possibly can to communicate with that person. Now, of course, all of this stuff can be automated, but actual real conversations help you close super fast. All right. So that's thing number one that you want to be able to do, is have conversational selling ability where you're like, hey man, what questions do you have? Right. And then actually answer them in real time. So let's now go to thing number 3. All right. And this is actually not artificial intelligence. This is just good old fashioned common sense. So to recap, make sales fast. Number one, we use AI to reply to them and sort them, figure out who's interested, move them to the top of the pile. Then we actually freaking talk to them on whatever channel they want to engage with us in. And everything I just showed you, same thing applies to Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, etc. So if they send us a messenger thing and they give us their email, whatever it is, we can reply to them in any of those platforms. It doesn't matter. All right. So now let's go old school and use some good old fashioned common sense for thing number 3. Here's typically what happens. And I know this to be true because I've been teaching now for the past 10 weeks, I think, a course on email marketing. And generally speaking, what happens here is somebody gets an email subscriber. All right, good Lord, that's a thick line. Let's see if we can make that one a little less obnoxious. There we go. They get an email subscriber and they might send them like one email, and then maybe they'll send them something like a nurture sequence, and then maybe they'll like send them an offer once, and then like nothing happens and nobody buys anything. Okay, and so this is bad. So if we want to fulfill, if I want to help fulfill this promise I made to you, which is I'm going to show you how to make sales fast, I would really be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you about this particular strategy, which is something that I call a 7-day sequence. And it's really, really simple. All right. Someone opts into your list. Doesn't matter how they come in. They can come in by text, give you their email, whatever. They can do messenger ad. They can opt in on your site. They can do it by chat. Would you like, however they opt in, we want to communicate with them by email and make your offer every day for 7 days. And generally speaking, this is the way to do it. All right. We have them right here. Guy opts in. We want them to buy. Okay. Huzzah. The smart thing to do, and this, like in our class, we keep getting success story after success story from people just doing this one thing. So please deploy this. All right. The smart thing to do is immediately when somebody opts in, day number 1, you want to send them 2 emails that just direct them to your offer. And this is called a direct offer email. So it's nothing crazy. It's like, hey, if you want to solve this big problem, go here and check out this thing, right? We do the same thing on day 2. Then on day 3, and day 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, closer to the end, we always start sending them 1 email a day. Generally, what you'll see, if you deploy this method, like just this thing, where you're not even doing anything fancy, you're taking a new subscriber, sending them multiple emails every day for a week, just driving them to the offer, you will see a dramatic increase in sales from new subscribers. And if you want to have more sales from new subscribers, then this is what you do. And the reason you want that to happen is because, let's look at this. All right. So this is my messenger campaign, getting their email addresses and stuff. This is one that's been running longer. So the one I started yesterday, I haven't sold anything from it because it drove y'all here. Okay. So this is the one that's been running for a while. All right. From September 1st through the 9th, I've spent $752, not a ton of money. I've gotten $2,200 back. I'm using my credit card. All right. The bill ain't come yet. Okay. So like I'm playing with house money right now, essentially. So the reason you want to turn that lead into a customer in your first 7 days, whenever possible, is because if you get the money back before your credit card bill comes, and technically you haven't really spent anything, I can just take this $700 out of the $2,000 that I got to pay off the credit card bill for my ads, and everything else is gravy, and I'm stoked, right? So this is why you want to do it for 7 days. So this method, real simple, it's called a 7-day sequence, and it's really basic. Just, hey, if you want to solve this problem, then go check out this thing. Or if you want this result, then go check out this thing. All right. So I know I'm going fast, but I'm excited. What can I tell you? You know, and I have a lot of things, so I want to show you all of them. Okay, so everyone clear on this? I think we're good. Just type clear if you're good on here, and it'll give me a minute to take a sip of water. And naturally, I have like 1 fluid ounce of water left. I didn't think this through with my water preparation. Hang on. Okay, so yay! Thank you. Oh man, we got emojis and everything. Okay, thank you, .sshg. Sweet. Alrighty. So here's our next thing that we want to do is we want to increase sales by 760% with AI. All right. And so I'm getting the impression I might have gone a little fast showing y'all this the messenger stuff. So I'll show you more detail on that in Q&A. But let me show you this, okay, before we do. So if you do research, I think Campaign Monitor is who published this report. They said people who segment their list see a 760% increase in sales from their email marketing, right? So it's like, okay, we know we can get them from messenger ads. We know we can turn inbound text messages into email subscribers. We know we can get email subscribers from Facebook lead ads. We know we can get email subscribers from regular, like just driving them to regular old-fashioned opt-in pages. We can do all of that kind of stuff. We know that if we or sort them, so if you automatically send an email that says, hey, are you like in a hurry to solve this problem? And they reply with yes, we know that if we have an actual conversation with them over email or whatever, that's going to get them faster sales. We know that if we send them a 7-day sequence, we got a way better chance of turning them into a customer than if we send like some dumb nurture sequence or whatever that everybody talks about. But what about this business right here? Like, what the hell is this? Well, segmenting basically means watching what your list is doing and responding to them based on what they just did. And I kind of made up this term, but I call it Watcher AI. And to avoid getting like super complicated, I'll show you really simple ways to segment your list based on what they're doing. All right. So number one, this made me a ton of money, by the way. If you send out an email, so first I got to put the word open. If you send out an email to your list, let's say you have a new subscriber or whatever, and you put them through the 7-day sequence. So let's say you're selling something for, I don't know, $500 or whatever, and they haven't purchased it. And you send an email that says, open this if the price is a problem. All right. And then the body copy of that email says, hey, I've got a payment plan, click here or whatever. So if you send out something like that, we have to understand that there's this law, basically, a rule or a law, and I call it the law of damn it's. And what this means is that the overwhelming majority of people that we want to do something, they're not going to do it. So it makes a tremendous amount of sense to pay attention to see who's doing what, and then really hone in on the ones that are taking action. So if we understand this, we can be like, okay, most people who opt in and go through our 7-day sequence right here, even though we're doing the best that we can, they're not all going to become customers. That would be dumb. So then we got to start thinking, well, it would be great, but it would be dumb to expect that. It'd be unrealistic. So then we have to start thinking about like, okay, well, why wouldn't they be? And thing number one is they might not be reading the emails. Thing number two is they might have objections. So now we could be like, okay, we can send an email that says, open this if price is an issue. And they open it. And then within that email, it's like, hey, we have a payment plan. You can click here and go take advantage of the payment plan. Logically, we would think, oh, okay, they're going to click there and they're going to take advantage of the payment plan. But if we understand the law of damn it's, the law of damn it is going to state that most people who open this actually have the payment objection. All right, this $500 is too much. The payment plan would help them. But we know that despite all of these things, they're not going to click and immediately buy. Now, why aren't they? The reason they're not is because they're people on the internet. Like everybody procrastinates. All right. So super basic type of segmentation is you can segment your list based on who opened particular messages. And if you make those messages say something like, open this if price is an issue, now you can put them into a little segment that's based on price, and then you can send them emails about your payment plan. Does that make sense? Another way to segment your list is to be like, okay, let's say we don't know what what their hot buttons are. So, for example, in this particular thing, and I wanted to know, all right, what's going to really interest everybody on my list and give me my best possible chances of selling them rainmakerai.com. Well, I don't really know what that's going to be. So I could send an email out And the email could be like, hey, man, I just made you this cool little video that shows you how to turn Facebook Messenger ads into subscribers automatically and use AI to follow up with them. If they click in there, now I know that that little thing is the thing they're most interested in. And so I put them in a little segment. All right. And now all of my emails are about that one little feature because I know that's their hot button. Okay. So that's what segmentation means. And really the way you segment your list is pretty simple. You're segmenting them on whether they open stuff and whether they click stuff. And that's like kind of the only ways you can, I mean, we can make stuff up and make it sound more complicated, but really that's it. So how do you turn this into money though, right? Because it's pretty obvious how you differentiate. Okay, if a dude opens this, it means he's got this thing. But what do I send them to turn these guys into customers? Well, what we have found, all right, is countdown sequences. Hang on, my blinds are opening automatically. That must mean that it's 11:37. There we go. It does it every day at 11:37. Okay, so how do we turn these guys into customers? We know we segmented them. So I know that some guys look like it's a price thing, you know, so I can tell them about the payment plan in that hypothetical situation. I know some people are interested in this one particular aspect of the program. The thing that we have found that works best, and if you're on my list, you see this all the time, is something called a countdown sequence or a deadline sequence. So I'll walk you through something that made a tremendous amount of money for us over the summer. All right. It was this. We had AI sorting campaign, like AI segmenting campaign. And the phase one, part number one, is we sent a bunch of emails with really obvious subject lines. And they were subject lines like, open this if you want a discount. All right. So open. And then the email said, hey, I'm going to give a crazy discount on all my best stuff, and you can get it here. Now, I know because of the law of dammits that most people who open that email are not going to click and go to the website, but they're not going to buy. But I also know that they're interested because they opened. So what we did is we just took everybody who opened them and we put them in a deadline sequence, also known as a countdown sequence. It says, hey, this offer is expiring in X hours. There were 4 hours, 5 hours, and that brought in 6 figures for us. That one little thing, right? Really, really basic, but uncannily effective. And when you do segmentation like this and you automate the whole thing, it keeps you from burning out your list. So you're only sending this stuff to people who are interested in the thing that we were talking about, which is really cool. Another way to segment people automatically is through inbound conversation. All right. So what you can do, and this does involve human interaction, but you can send an email where if they reply to it with a certain word or in general, let's say, for example, you've probably seen this, right? Where people say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. Reply to this email with workshop and I will send you more details. Well, that can be automated with AI. So let's say, for example, all right, we have someone opt in. Let's say we're selling a $500 thing about, I don't know, how to start a shoe shining business. I'm making it up. I don't know. All right. And we send him through a 7-day sequence. Okay. And he doesn't buy. All right. And then we're like, okay, well, maybe we'll try a payment plan. So we do that and we like send him that little sorting sequence for segmentation that says, hey, open this if price is an issue, right? And the person opens and we automatically put them in that countdown sequence. Logically, like the dude should buy, right? Well, according to the law of dammits, most of them won't. Now, more of them will than if we didn't do this, but most of them won't. It's just the way it is. So with this inbound method, we can now say something like, hey, I'm thinking about taking a handful of people and letting them try this program for free for a week and only pay for it if they like it. If that's interesting to you, just write me back with the word try, and I'll send you the details. Well, now we can automatically reply to them without you having to sit there and check your email, because their email has the word try in it. So now they reply, and now they're in a sequence that says, okay, cool. Go here and take a free trial of the thing, right? So all of this is AI based, because we are literally just like doing all of this stuff based on their behavior. So here's the good news about all of this stuff that I just showed you. And of course, I will like answer your questions, because I know I'm talking about a lot of bigger picture concepts. So the good news about all of this stuff is it works really, really well. Like, it works exceptionally well. It's based on a principle that I created back in, I think it was 2014, called behavioral dynamic response. If you've been following me for that long, first of all, you've got to be tired of me by now. But second of all, you might remember me teaching that. The good news is it works. The bad news is building it is really hard. It takes a long time. You have to be really, really techie, and you have to think out all of these individual steps, which is why we have built all of this stuff for you, and we programmed the entire thing. And so I'm going to give you like a 5-minute pitch for Rainmaker AI and show you everything you get with it. You can also just go to the site, but this will be cooler. Okay. So here we go. All right. I don't know why my damn thing keeps doing that. I did it last time too. Let's see. Here we go. Good thing I'm not trying to look cool. So here's what Rainmaker AI will do for you. All right. Number one, all that stuff I showed you on how to get leads from everywhere, it just does it automatically, right? It's all built in, already set up and ready to go. You can change the words and stuff, but you don't have to do any of that programming or whatever. This means you can automatically get emails from inbound texts. So if someone texts you with a certain word, it'll automatically say, hey, cool, give me your email address real quick, and then I'll send you the stuff, and you're off to the races. And that's just built in. Same thing for Facebook messengers. You run those messenger ads, and when someone clicks the little thing that says like, yes, show me the info, it'll be like, hey man, what's your email address? And it'll wait. And if they still don't give you their email address, it can remind them and nag them about it. And if they still don't give you their email address, it'll automatically send them wherever you want them to go. It'll do that by Facebook Messenger. And when they do give you their email address, which most of them do, it'll add them as a prospect. It'll also email them, and it can move them to the top of your pile so you can have conversations with them. I'll show you that in a minute. Same thing goes for Instagram DMs. And you can even have a phone number where someone calls it and you don't answer. It'll text them back automatically and be like, hey, this is Frank. Sorry, I missed your call. Leave a message and they'll call you back, or you can email me or whatever. But it'll text them automatically. Like, hey, dude, I missed your call. What's going on? Text me back. So it's ridiculous. So all that's built in. Okay, you don't have to program any of this stuff. You just change the words, which is great. It's also got the automatic quick replies built in. So people want immediate gratification. And if you want to do it, you don't have to do this, but if you want to do it, you can automatically, send a text reply that you want, like a little standby reply, or here's the link or whatever, automated based messenger replies. And you can send a whole different slew of replies over a 24-hour period with Messenger and Instagram DMs, automatic multi-channel replies like you saw. So when you texted me, those of you who did, now I know some international folks that might not have done you right, but that's okay. I didn't set my thing up for international, I think. Probably forgot to press the international button. Rocket science. But it'll reply over email, SMS, Messenger, everything. And it also gives you that ability to sell in real time by like flagging the people who just hit you up, moving them to the top of that pile like I showed you. And then now you can have two-way text conversations, two-way messenger conversations, two-way Instagram direct messenger conversations, all either at the same time. You literally be emailing them, texting them, direct messaging them, and it's all in one inbox. like I showed you earlier, like with my conversations with Tyler, the email, the text, everything was all in that one inbox. But we take it one step further, because doing all that kind of stuff, you might not want to. You might be like, dude, I don't want to have to talk to anybody. I just want to automate everything, right? Which is why we are giving you, with Rainmaker AI, pre-built, pre-written, fully automated follow-up sequences. And I think this is probably the coolest thing ever, period, because nobody's got this, because nobody's me. And every one of these things was built and written by me. So what we have here is a 7-day sales sequence. I wrote the copy. So it's all templated out. It's ready to go. You just edit the copy right there in the system. You don't have to do anything. It's programmed to go out for 7 days. We have what's called a comeback sequence. That means if somebody starts to order, it's a series of emails. It brings them back to your order form if they didn't complete their purchase. We have something called a hand raiser sequence with an AI deadline. That's where I showed you if somebody like opens your email, that means they're raising their hand. Say, hey, I'm interested. I opened the email that had this obvious subject line in it, right? If they don't buy, it'll trigger a deadline immediately upon them doing that, and it'll follow up until they purchase based on that deadline, which is pretty cool. Oh, I think I just activated the camera following thing when I raised my hand. How about that? Okay. We have an abandoned cart sequence with a deadline pre-built. All of this is written for you. We have what's called a watcher sequence with an AI deadline. That's where you send emails out that are like, hey, I made this content for you. And if they click it, it indicates that they're interested in the solution that that content provides, and it sends them a deadline sequence making an offer that's related to that content. We have a flash sale sequence with an AI deadline. So if you want to run a flash sale, it's all ready to go. You just change your copy up, determine how long you want that sale to run, and it's just good to go. You're off to the races. We have a tremendous amount of success with on-demand webinars. In fact, the messenger campaign I showed you that was making money, and the Facebook lead form campaign that I showed you that was making money, that might have just tried to turn this camera into a whiteboard mode. No, it didn't. Okay, cool. Both of those campaigns that I showed you, those are on-demand webinars, right? And so what this sequence is, it's all pre-built, it's an on-demand webinar sequence that has them see the on-demand webinar. It doesn't pretend it's live or any of that stuff. It's 2022, guys. Like, no one believes it's live anymore if it's not live. So there's no point in trying to fake it, you know? And then it sends the replays, and then it waits till the weekend, and it does a weekend deadline sequence, which is freaking awesome. That's built. We have a new offer announcement sequence. So whenever you want to sell something new, you just edit those emails, drop them into that sequence. It's ready to go. It's great. We have an appointment getter sequence. So if you sell over the phone, you have inbound appointments and people like know you already and you've got a database or whatever, you can deploy that sequence and people will book calls with you. We have high ticket webinar replay or webinar on demand webinar sequence, which is a different structure than one that sells something directly, because the purpose of a high ticket webinar is to get appointments booked. So we have a sequence that does that. It sends them to your on-demand webinar. It sends them the replays. And then if they don't book an appointment with you, it follows up with them until they book an appointment. And by the way, with Rainmaker AI, it's got built-in scheduling and a built-in calendar. So you don't need any of those tools. It just knows when they do it. It's freaking crazy. We also do the same thing. So we have the high ticket, not high ticker, high ticket, I'm great at spelling, high ticket watcher sequence with AI appointment setting. So what that does is, let's say someone opts in for your on-demand webinar, they watch it, they don't schedule an appointment with you. You're like, what can I do? Well, we can send them content that's related to your offer. And if they watch that content, it'll know, and it'll be like, hey, go set an appointment to talk to my office or talk to me or whatever. It just does that automatically. It's crazy. We even have an automated 3-pitch product launch sequence with early bird and AI deadline. And this is like, it takes, I don't know if you've been around this long, but like when I used to do big product launches like mass control, list control, mass conversion, people would opt in to see a video. And there would be 3 videos, and every video would give them the ability to join an early bird list. And if they join that early bird list, they'd get a deadline sequence for early access. And then if they didn't buy, then they would go into a cart open and deadline sequence. That's what we did. We automated that whole freaking thing, man. So you don't have to like program any of it. You just change whatever you want to say in the emails, and the email's already written, by the way, by me. So you just change the templates on there. And the second phase of this thing is like, none of this stuff's going to do you any good if you're sending people to web pages that don't work well. So if the web pages suck, then, it's really, there's no point. So what we did is we built templates based on my freaking pages that I've spent a gazillion dollars in ads on and run millions of visitors to over the years. So here they are. There's a tripwire funnel. It's got sales page that converts. This is based on my $4 offer, by the way. Order bumps and one-click upsells, all built, ready to go, all laid out. You just change the copy. It's got a flash sale funnel. It's got your sales page, order form, order bumps, one-click upsells. We have a book funnel. If you're not running a book funnel and you're selling any sort of information or professional services, you might want to consider running a book funnel. They only kind of work really well, which is why everybody's got a book funnel, right? So we've got that based on my book funnel, not like some random thing, but like mine that we spent literally millions of dollars advertising. We have the 3-pitch product launch formula funnel. Try saying that really quickly. So all of the pages, if you want to drive cold traffic to it, it's got the opt-in page to see the video series. It's got a page for each video. Each one of those videos has a little early bird form on it, so they can opt into your early bird list. It's got a page for your early bird sales letter. It's got a deadline attached to it. And it's got a page for your main sales letter that can have the deadline attached to it, plus order bumps and one-click upsells. We have on-demand class funnels pre-made, man. So all you do is just slap your video in there. You can put YouTube video, Wistia, Vimeo, the usual video thingies in there. It's got a registration page, the actual webinar page, the replay pages, the main sales page for your weekend deadline sequence, order bumps, one-click upsells, all of the stuff. We have a free challenge funnel. Everybody knows challenge works, or challenges work. And our free challenge funnel, since we've done a lot of them, we know that the logical thing to sell right after somebody enrolls in a free challenge is a VIP seat. So we created a clone of our VIP page. You just edit the copy. And of course, if they order that, it's got bumps, one-click upsells, the whole thing. We also took our agency sales letter that worked best historically. We turned that into a template. It's got an application built in that asks the same questions that we would ask, the filtering questions for people. They submit it. They can book a call. All of that stuff is pre-built. You have a paid challenge, so different than a free challenge. This one, they typically opt in. They see an on-demand video that sells your paid challenge. That comes with an order form, order bumps, one-click upsells, the whole 9 yards. We've got a bonus bundle package. So if you're like selling something and you want to start stacking bonuses, kind of like what you might have seen me do over a Labor Day weekend with my Get a Bunch of Books for $1, we have that funnel. We've got a high ticket on-demand class funnel, slightly different than a regular on-demand class funnel because this one has book a call pages instead of order pages and stuff. So it's a different purpose. And we have one that's really cool. It's called an instant order funnel, which is just a really brief order form that has a little sales video on it. So like when you want to have something really fast and it's got order bumps, one-click upsells, the whole 9 yards. Like all of this stuff is pre-built for you. You just edit the words and stuff. All right. So you don't have to program any of this. It's just ready to go. All right. So we take it one step further, by the way, to make your ads work better. Super stoked about this thing. We integrate with your Facebook lead ads directly. So you don't have to use some complicated stuff. If you're running Facebook lead form ads like the ones that I showed you, and they fill out their information on Facebook, it just comes into the damn system and automatically gets programmed and plopped into one of those follow-up funnels that I told you about. So you don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. Same thing with Messenger ads. So it just integrates with Facebook Messenger and knows if they give you their email address or whatever and plops them into whichever one of these funnels or sequences that you want to plop them into, and you're good to go. You don't have to mess with it. It also builds custom audiences for you and retargets them for you. So if someone opts in to see a webinar, you can say, okay, put this person in a custom audience on Facebook and show them the replay ad. Or if you put people in a deadline sequence, it'll pop them in that custom audience and show them ads to go buy that thing until the deadline is over, and it'll automatically take them out. It's all done for you, and it's integrated for you. It's freaking crazy. And it actually tracks the freaking ads. because when you use our system, we integrate with Stripe and PayPal and take payments with our system. It tells Facebook's API how many leads you're getting, how many sales you're getting, and it tracks all of that stuff down to the penny, which ultimately always makes your ads work better, which is freaking great. So in short, Rainmaker AI's got everything that you need. We've got a calendar, so you don't need to be paying for all the calendar software and stuff. It works great. It's got surveys and applications if you want to create a survey funnel, or if you're doing high ticket stuff and you want people to apply before they can book a call with you, no problem. It'll even deny them the ability to book a call if they don't answer properly. It's got that whole thing. And just like super expensive, like Kajabi or whatever, love those guys, not trying to hate on them, but we've got the same thing. So if you want to host your courses and membership sites on Rainmaker AI, you can. It's all there for you. And we also have, I kid you not, literally over 100 other, aside from the ones that are based on our stuff, 100 other niche specific funnels and web page templates. All of that's ready for you at rainmakerai.com. And I'll take Q&A here in a second and go over all this stuff or whatever you want me to go over for you. But I will give you the warning, which is I priced this thing pretty low for now. All of the plans, so we have 3 different plans to choose from, depending on like how much of the stuff you want. They're all going up by $100 per month as soon as we get our first 100 users. And we've got 351 people on here. So my guess would be we'll get our first 100 users pretty quickly, which is good. So rainmakerai.com. That's the reason I don't have pretty slides today. It's because we spent so long to make that site look good. And as soon as you sign up for your account, there's no one-click upsell. There's nothing else to buy with this sucker. It takes about 6 minutes, give or take. You'll get a welcome email. And then you'll be able to go in and you'll see all of these pre-built automations, all of the funnels, and you'll even see the training library that I've created for you that I'm adding new stuff to all the time as well. So go to rainmakerai.com and put the software to work for you. It is ridiculously effective. It essentially it replaces you in your business. It does all the follow-up and all the hard work for you. It's pretty cool. So that's my big, super hardcore pitch there, high pressure. Now, let's take some of them questions if we got any. Awesome. What do you say?
Sounds good. If you guys want to put questions in the Q&A, just it's hard to keep track of the ones in the chat. Robert says, if we want that Facebook Messenger integration, would it require the pro version?
I would get the premium version if I were you. Yeah, so it's got all the features laid out on the web page, and because naturally, like we spent all morning making sure our website looked cool, and I didn't get anything to eat. My brain's not functioning as well as it should, so I can't remember which plan that comes from or comes with, but it says it on the page there for you.
Awesome, thank you. Andre says, will it replace Active Campaign? Is there a price increase as I get more leads?
Yes, and sort of. So it does replace Active Campaign. And here's how the pricing works for leads. It doesn't matter how many leads you have. We charge per email sent. So every account comes with 10,000 free emails sent. So you can send 10,000. And then every email after that is 0.000. Hang on a second. I want to give you the right number. There's so many zeros in it. It's like so many fractions of a cent that it takes me a minute to figure it out. So hang on. Where are we here? If I do it on screen, it's going to show people's details. That's why I do this stuff off screen. I'm not trying to be weird or whatever. Okay, so you get 10,000 free emails, and then we move these controls. Every email after that, after your 10,000, is 0.00105 cents. So is that 1/1000th of a cent, or math is not, it's not very much. And this is an important distinction, by the way. We have Active Campaign, and I don't use it anymore, but I still pay for it. And we've got like 80-something thousand people in there, and it costs me $2,000 a month, and I don't use it. So you don't want to pay based on how many contacts you have. You want to pay for your usage. Because what's the point of, like, if you don't send a lot of email, why would you pay for the ability to have sent a lot of email? So everything comes with, you send 10,000 anyway. And then after that, it is 0.00105. Don't know what that is. If anyone's good at math, you can tell me what fraction of 1 cent that is, but it's pretty freaking low. It's not very much.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Bob wants to know, do I need my own Twilio account for texting and for my clients?
No, we have all of that, but you do need to get your own number, and it's $1.
Awesome. Hector says I use Kartra now. Will this replace it or work with it?
It would replace it. You can work with it if you want. So if you want to use another web page builder or whatever, you can use Zapier just to send your leads right over into Rainmaker. So if you're, like some people like ClickFunnels or whatever, which is cool, like they're great. So if you want to use other page builders, no problem. It's compatible with that.
Awesome. McKay says, can you invite team members to share the inbox to help with answering?
Yes.
Awesome.
You can even assign leads to team members. I just didn't want to I kind of think I fire hosed y'all anyway, but there's like 10 times more stuff this thing can do. I just don't want to be overwhelming, but yeah, like you can get really granular with things like that in terms of like, okay, if this dude says this, assign it to this team member and put it in this pipeline. You can do all of that. Our pipeline that I built for you is really simple. It's like, okay, if the person replies and they reply in a certain way, then mark them as a new lead. And then, they're in conversation. That means if you're actually talking to them, and then you either sold them or you didn't, but you can make that even fancier if you want to. But I pre-built a basic one for you.
Awesome. So we can confidently say that this would replace ClickFunnels for the page builder?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Cool. Mark says, can you import an email database from Keep into Rainmaker AI?
Yeah, but don't be importing no bad emails in here now. Like, we got a real good sender score and everything. Our deliverability is awesome. In fact, I did a little split test run against Keep. Because we've been using this platform for years. Essentially what we did is we took Go High Level, which is a really badass system, and we partnered with them. And then we took all of my IP and we wove it into their machine. So we've been using it for about a year, and we have around 20,000 email subscribers in there. And when sending out notifications about this webinar, I used this version, Rainmaker, and I used Keep, and I sent to 20,000 people off Rainmaker, and I sent to 55,000 people off Keep, and I got twice as many clicks and registrants from Rainmaker than I did Keep, which is indicative of a much better deliverability. Which goes back to, yes, you can import leads, but don't be messing this up because you're going to mess everybody else. So don't scrape leads or whatever, and don't do any shenanigans. I know y'all won't because you're my homies, but still, please.
Awesome. Tony says, is this Pipeline Pro? It looks like it, and I'm using that already.
No, I don't know what Pipeline Pro is.
Awesome. Denny says, what's the difference between RainmakerAI.com and ManyChat?
Well, ManyChat doesn't have my IP in it. It doesn't come with the pre-made funnels, and it doesn't have all the stuff that I just showed you. So ManyChat is essentially a chat bot builder for Facebook messengers and Instagram, and it's got limited email and SMS capabilities, but it doesn't have my campaigns. It doesn't have the web pages, and it doesn't have the pre-built funnels. So it's really apples to oranges comparison.
Awesome. John Lefebvre says, what type of business is this best suited for?
To say any business in the world would be kind of dumb, but any business that wants to use the internet to acquire customers, I would say. Yeah.
Awesome. I think some of the plans are taking them to the thank you page. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's see what we got.
Are some people ordering and it's not sending them to our thank you page?
It's sending it to the upsell page for some of the plans.
We don't have an upsell. Yeah. So if that happens, you're good. it went through okay. We just didn't, like I told you, we've been actually using it and forgot to make the site look fancy. So we were doing that at the last minute, but you're cool and you will be getting your credentials. It takes about 8 minutes or so to get the credentials.
Awesome. Andre says, is the pricing fixed forever?
No. So, well, it is for you, but after we get our first 100 people, I'm going to raise the prices of every plan by $100.
Awesome. Karen says, is the hosting for the course on the site or on YouTube/Vimeo, etc.?
On the site.
Got it. Chad wants to know if there's an affiliate program.
Not yet. And I might never do it. I don't know. Like, I've been really sketchy about having affiliates because you're liable for what they say. So I don't want some affiliate going like, hey, if you use this, you're going to get rich in 10 minutes. And now it's on me, So that's one of those things I have to mull over for a pretty good bit of time.
Awesome. That's rainmakerai.com. And Cappy, yes, it does replace ClickFunnels. All right, let's see what else we got. Some of these are duplicate questions, so give me a second. Celeste says, I'm not a techie. How hard would it be to train a VA to set up and manage this?
Dude, okay. So let me pull up one of these things. Hang on. I'm going to do this without showing. Let me bring up the test account. Do it that way. Lord. Thank you all who are buying. By the way, this is day number 1. We've been working on this forever. So it's excited to see it. It's exciting to see it work. There we go. Okay. So this is what you're seeing on the screen. This is a test account. All right. So one of the things you'll see right here, and I'm adding to this constantly. So I just updated this yesterday and I'll be updating it over the weekend, but I'm taking like my trainings and updating them and putting them in here because the better you are at marketing, the longer you'll use the system and the more money I'll make. So it's kind of, it sounds altruistic, but it's really like kind of selfish. So that's thing number 1. Whenever you're wanting to learn how to use anything, you can go through here and you know what, let me log out of this. I'm logging here as an admin. So that's why it looks weird. Let me log in as a user. Hang on. I want to show you the same experience you will have because it is different for me as an admin. Oh, come on. Forgot. I have the 2-factor authentication turned on because we're all about that security. We don't want you to have a data breach. Waiting for my 2-factor thing. Of course, this is the day when Gmail it's delayed. Like, all right, Gmail. Anytime. Tyler, do you have access to tracking@roas.org? I might have broken it and turned off my forwarding. Well, you know what? I won't worry about it. This is probably trying to forward to an email address that I quit forwarding stuff to. So
hold on, I can get it for you. 1 second.
This is what happens when you do it live on camera. Like, yay. All right, great. I have to re-log in. There we go. Okay, so I will log in as me. I'm trying to show you the, oh man, I'm an idiot. Dude, hang on. I didn't hit send me the security code. So I forgot to tell it to send me the code. That would probably help if I did that. Yeah, there we go. Duh. Good Lord. 867-051. Okay. 867-051. Sorry, y'all. Thank you for your patience on that one. I totally forgot to actually send the code to myself. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with a Google. Damn it. There we go. Okay. So this is what a user sees. All right. So I'm logged into a test account. So thing number one, when you need help, click here and you can start a conversation with someone. These are our support hours, Monday through Friday, 5 in the morning until 10 p.m. So that's way number one to get support. Way number two to get support is you can click here. Now this is me. This is trainings by me showing you how to do stuff in here. Way number three is click on this question mark up in her. All right. And you can type in like anything. And what's cool with this is a lot of these things you've got like here, I'll do one domains, for example, like you can use your own custom domains with this stuff and all that. It's got tutorial videos already in here, which is freaking great. Now, of course, I never read the directions myself. So I don't really expect anyone to actually do that. But that's where you can find the directions and stuff, which is pretty sweet. But it's really not that difficult. So let's say you've got a VA, all right, and you want to be like, okay, VA, I want to use the 7-day new offer sequence. Okay. So when you create your account, you'll see all of these campaigns. They're already built. So what you want to do is clone them, first of all, so you can always have a copy of the original. Don't worry if you break the original, we can re-zap it back into your account and everything. So I did this already because I made a video showing you how to do this. It's in here. All right. And so your VA can come over here and we can be like, all right, what do we want to do that puts the person into the campaign? So I've already set it up. It's all pre-built for you. So if this tag is applied, it says 7-day sequence, start sequence tag, that'll just put them in this campaign. So if you want to use another website builder or whatever, and you want to integrate with this, we use Zapier. I think you can just be like, okay, whenever I get a lead, apply this tag to them, and then it'll send this. And then we can also start campaigns really simply by saying like, okay, if someone fills out a form on one of these funnels, for example, let's see here, let's say it's that one, right? Because we got the funnels are already pre-built. When someone fills out that form, we click save trigger there, and then that'll add them to the sequence. So it's really simple to do. And so not a lot of, techie stuff involved there at all. And then your VA would come in here, they put your from, name, and email, and then they edit this. So the copy is just like right here, and they just come and they edit each email and hit save, and that's it. It's that simple to use, and it's that intuitive. And I wouldn't mess with any of these things. It's already programmed for you. You know what I mean? So the timing and all that stuff is all set. You're all good to go. It's that basic and that simple to do. And again, if you ever are in a situation where you need help, just click on I got to get out of this window. Click on your question mark right here. You can always email us to watch my videos, etc. We're here. We're not going anywhere. We made a real big investment in support. I sure do hope I've been sharing my screen this whole time.
You haven't. Don't worry.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be classic.
Really, but it's not above us. You know what I mean? Like we were literally fixing tweaking our site. Because like when you go to the website, obviously I didn't build that site because it looks professional and good. So it was like 10:51 when we were like making sure everything worked. That's why some of y'all aren't seeing the thank you page, because we waited till the last minute to try to make our site look cool, So you never know with us.
Awesome. Kathy wants to know how easy it is to transfer your funnels and training centers from ClickFunnels. Okay, I'm going to show you a trick. All right. Don't do this without permission. Okay, let's see. Let me pull one up here. Let's see what would be. I'm trying to find like a page in ClickFunnels that's mine that won't have been expired. Hang on, I'm going to show you how to do this. I got to find that page. No, that won't be expired. What the hell was the thing called? Dude, what's the like normal domain name for our 4-course bundle? I'm blanking on it. Kern, is that Kern book bundle? It's new Kern. Frank's new offer. Good God.
Okay, let's see. I went to the expired page. Dadgummit. I'm going to steal somebody else's. I'll steal Aaron Fletcher's because he's my homie and he won't care. I'm just trying to pull up an actual ClickFunnels page for you so I can show you how to do this. Okay, so this is my man Aaron Fletcher's webpage right here. It's a solid dude. I like this guy. Now I'm literally going to rip off someone else's page here. I don't recommend doing that, but I could not find one of my own pages because I use deadlines all the time and I've triggered my own deadline. So it was redirecting to an expired page. So I'm going to come over here and Rainmaker AI. I'm going to go to sites. When you do this, you'll notice you've got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so I'm in the funnels universe. Here are the templates that we've built right here. So these are the ones that are based on my stuff right here. All right. And then we've got like 64 other ones. And okay, we also have, let's see here. Okay. 0909 or whatever. All right, cool. All right. And we've also got a gazillion other templates as well. I don't want to walk you through those. I want to show you this. So if you want to take one of your pages that you have permission to do this with in ClickFunnels, you can go ping like that. Click this. All right. Oh, name it. Okay. Then we'll wait a second. It'll take longer than normal because we're on camera, and there we go. It's right there. And now, like, again, please, I'm not telling you to go out and steal other people's funnels. Let's just pretend that this was your funnel, and so now we're good to go. We replace this with one of our order forms, because he's using I think he's using a Thrivecart thing or something. And you're ready to party. You can just edit it right here. You can say, like that, because that's a way better. That just helps conversions when you say okay a lot, and you're good to go. It's party time. So that's how simple that is. And please don't abuse this power. All right, please don't be horking other people's funnels, man. They'll get mad at you. I'm like, Aaron's a friend of mine, so I don't feel weird doing that. I think you get it. I think y'all know where I'm coming from with that. So hot diggity. There we go. And there's like 65 other funnels. Then we've got a ton of other funnel templates as well. It's obnoxious. So pretty cool. So it's really pretty easy to use, And when people become leads, I think I can safely do this in here. When they're, it's not going to show anything, I hope. Please don't show anybody's stuff, because I'm in this test account, so it shouldn't. Yeah, good. When someone texts you and then you capture their email address, or they send an inbound message and AI inbox goes to work, all of that's going to show right in here in this opportunities. So you can just open it up, and of course you can automatically put them in whatever campaigns, but if you want to, you can also start, texting back with them, or messaging back and forth with them, or emailing back and forth with them, and you can keep them all right here. And that human interaction factor is extremely important. It works very, very well. So I've built it for you. You know what I mean? And it works automatically. So you might as well use it because it's fun. You generally sell more stuff that way.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
I can't believe I got to submit on the send the security code thing. It's so classic. Like, is it broken? No, Frank, you didn't hit submit because you're a genius with a capital J.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I know we do that all the time. Andre says, is there a countdown timer for web page, redirect links, and countdown for emails?
We don't put the countdown timers in the emails, which I don't do anyway. So if you want to get that hardcore, use deadline funnels or something, which is a great service. It's like $69 or something every month. They obviously don't pay me to do that. But yes, there are countdown timers on the web pages, and there's multiple kinds, and ours actually work. Okay. So love me some ClickFunnels. They'll probably fix this with ClickFunnels 2.0. But for now, here, let me bring up a site here. Let's see, Frankie, what am I doing? Trying to talk and do stuff at the same time. It's dangerous work here. You know what we'll do is I'll take this one. All righty. We'll wait a little bit. This is not actually one of the templates that we put in your system because we put cooler ones in there. Okay, so hit edit and I'll hit edit page and I'll show you the timers. All right, because there's multiple types of timers. All righty, come on. Okay, so I'm going to delete this guy. And we'll put this timer right here. And we got, if you want like the kind that is like a real deadline one, you choose minute timer, I think. Let me make sure I did this properly. Yeah. And then is this one? No, damn it. See, I chose the wrong one. So it's not minute timer. Do this every time. Try countdown. There we go. All right, you choose it. Yeah, expire actions, just redirect to URL. All right, so this is the kind where, unlike ClickFunnels, like if you set a countdown timer on ClickFunnels and it's just a 4-hour timer or whatever, if you revisit the page, there's only a couple options. It'll either A, reset the timer even before the timer is counted down all the way, or it'll expire it, or it'll just hide stuff. With this one, it's an actual functioning timer. So if they revisit it, if it's a 4-hour timer and they go, and then 2 hours later they come back, it's going to show that, okay, 2 hours have passed and you have 2 more hours to go. So it's a real one. So it does have that real timer functionality in there, which is super important. And of course, you can also do date specific ones too, right? Which is, you would choose the, that one, the day timer. And now you choose our actual date here. So that's when you do that. So we got 3 kinds. I like that just dynamic one because I don't want to do all that work,
Yeah, exactly. And again, just for those who are checking out, your order did go through. Sorry about that page. And then we had,
I made a cool video and everything. Did some video of me going, can you believe it? It's not an upsell. Here's how to use this thing. But basically what I'm showing you to do in that video is to access the trainings that I made, which I keep uploading new stuff all the time, and then how to get support. And I'll tell you, it's going to take about 8 minutes to get your confirmation email with your username and password.
Nice. So would you say that this timer would replace deadline funnel for you?
Yeah, I would. The only caveat to it is it doesn't have that ability to be like, okay, let's trigger the deadline without them ever even visiting the page. That's the only thing that we don't have, that deadline funnel has, which most people don't use deadline funnel in that regard anyway. You would use, if you want to do something like that, you would just use the date timer in this particular instance. So for all intents and purposes, yeah.
Awesome.
And I love deadline funnels and ClickFunnels, like all the other software. I think it's cool. It's worth the money. It's good. I just don't think you need it necessarily if you have this. So I'm not trying to hate on my homies.
Leland says, can we have separate website/URLs through us?
Mm-hmm. You can have a gazillion domains if you want to.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Andre says, can I scrape my WordPress pages that are built in Elementor?
You can not do that, no.
Yeah. Is there a limit on the amount of video hosting for courses included on the plan?
No.
Awesome. Yeah, John, your own domain, not subdomains or anything, you can connect to any of the pages. So if you want 20 websites in there, you can definitely do that. Matthew says, can this be used on behalf of other clients, or do I need to get a subscription for every client?
If you can manage them, like if you have an internal way of organizing them, yeah, you can use it on behalf of other clients.
Awesome. Kurt says, is it fair to say it replaces Kartra?
Yes. What we don't have that Kartra has, though, so let me make sure I'm telling you right, I helped build Kartra, by the way. So like Andy was one of my best friends. And before Kartra was created, I was like, dude, why don't we take my campaigns and put them in this thing so people can just hit a button and have my campaigns. And that was the selling angle of Kartra. And then he brutally died. Very selfish of him. And we haven't spoken since, as a matter of fact. I still hold a grudge about it. I joke like that because he was one of my best friends and he would have thought that was funny. What Kartra has that we don't is a help desk built in. So this doesn't have a built-in help desk feature because I figure you guys really wouldn't care. You'd be like, no, I'll use Zendesk or a real dedicated help desk thing. This is more of a marketing system. But that's the only thing I can think of that they've got that we don't. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
Awesome. They don't need any other software for that chat feature that you showed, right?
The thingy that I walked you through, no, it's all in-house. That is this, by the way, that's the Inbox AI. So to set that up, I'm going to leave this beautiful template right here. And this is all setting this stuff up was easy. Like we took, forever building this out. And it was really me and Tyler never sleeping and constantly texting one another back and forth, despite us only being a few miles away. But like we're just texting. All right, and this is how we do. We don't want effective communication around here. Let me show you how to do it, like all that cool stuff. So it's the AI inbox. All right, and we have it where it'll catch them from these 3 different sources, and you just click on it right here, and then you're like, okay. If they say, and you're going to want to change this, all right. So when you log into yours, it'll say edit this. You're going to want to change this to whatever the phrase is that triggers it. And then it's integrated. You're good to go. And then all you got to do is you come down here and this is what you email them, right? So you're not going to see the copy that you got in there. You're going to see one that says edit this. This is the only one where I don't give you copy templates because I don't know what your outcome, your desired outcome of this particular communication is, so it just says, hey, edit this. I'll walk you through what to say in various situations and everything. But that's how you set it up. It's really, really simple. And the same thing is built in for Instagram. So you're ready to go with IG. And this, if they DM you a certain phrase in IG or something, it's you just click right there and you're like, okay, tell them what the phrase is, and you're good to go. And if you want to build a catch-all where it's like, it doesn't matter what the hell they say. You could say like does not contain the phrase and then just put in a bunch of garbage, right? You mean, okay, if I want to send every single person, that hang on, can't talk and type at the same time. Shoot, I can't do it. I'm trying to do this on camera, it's messing me up. So if you wanted to create a catch-all, you would get rid of that or say does not contain like a ridiculous phrase, like that or something, like, so no one's going to send you that as a direct message. I wouldn't recommend doing a catch-all though. I would really recommend like thinking of very specific ways to do it. Like, okay, if they send a message that says this, like help, then they'll get this. If they send a message that says price, they'll get this, etc. And you set all of it up in here.
Awesome. All right, it looks like a lot of the questions in here have either been answered or are duplicates. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're okay on the Q&A.
Nice, dudes. All right, well, y'all have a great weekend. Thank you very much for coming. We are super stoked for everyone who's using this platform, and we really appreciate it. And we look forward to working together for a long time. And sorry about the dang thank you page showing a blank one-click upsell page. There is no one-click upsell for this. So you should have seen a video that says, all right, man, it's going to be a couple minutes. But by now, you've probably already received your login and stuff. So if you need help, you know how to get us. And thanks again. Y'all have a great weekend and be safe. And if I can figure out how to end there we go. End the webinar. There we go. Hope I don't make anyone motion sick with my fancy new camera. All right, y'all, take it easy.